Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een wa min ittaba'ahum bi ihsan ila yawmiddin amma ba'd. To proceed. Today, before we begin the usual lesson, I want to respond to a question that one of the brothers who had been reading Al-Quran, which is a good thing clearly in Ramadan particularly, and he'd encountered a verse or an ayah and he wasn't sure why it was in that particular state. There was one particular verb and he didn't know why it was in that state, so he asked the question. And the ayah is in Surah Taha. And in Surah Taha, Allah Azza wa Jalla mentions the story of Musa alayhi salam. And in particular at the beginning, a certain request that he made. In fact, a series of requests. It starts with قَالَ رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي. My Lord, expand for me my chest. Then he said, alayhi salam, وَحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي. وَحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً min lisani. Wahlul uqdatan min lisani. So this ayah is it's clear in its meaning, in the sense that here we have waw and wahlul or uhlul. Uhlul is a command form of the past tense halla. And halla means to undo. Well, that's one of the definitions, to undo something. So here, the command form when you're speaking to a single male is uhlul. Uhlul. Okay? So wahlul and untie uqdatan. Uqdatan, that relates to a knot, right? As in a knot in a piece of rope or something else. Uqdatan min is Shabaz from lisani. Lisani is, lisanun means lisanun, tongue. Right? So lisani is my tongue. Okay? So the meaning of the ayah is wahlul, untie, uqdatan, a knot, min lisani, from my tongue. So that is what we call a request, a talab from Musa alayhi salam to his Lord Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي. Because as the Mufassirun mentioned, that Musa alayhi salam, he had a speech impediment that was caused, and the Mufassirun differed over this, as a result of an accident or an incident that occurred when he was very young. So as a consequence, he had difficult pronouncing certain words in his speech. So one of the requests that he made from his Lord is wahlul uqdatan min lisani. Now, the next ayah after wahlul uqdatan min lisani is yafqahu qawli. Qawli. Right? So the first ayah, wahlul uqdatan min lisan, is clear, both in its meaning and in its grammar. Okay? Wahlul uqdatan, untie. This is a command form of a verb. Then we have the object, the maf'ulun bihi, which is why it's mansubun. Then we have the harfu jar min. Then we have lisani, my tongue, which is the al-jar wal-majrur. It's the ismun that's become majroor, or as a result of min that we know, and that's an idafa construct, lisani, my tongue. Okay, so that was the talab of Musa alayhi salam to his Lord. Then the next ayah is yafqahu qawli. Yafqahu qawli means they understand. Qawli is
word.
My words or my speech. Now that brother, Jazallahu khairan, when he was reading that ayah, or he heard it, I'm not sure, he was confused. Why is yafqahu here in that state? And this is how you should be. When you're learning Arabic and then you're reading Al-Quran, you should try and match up what you understand from the grammar to how it's constructed in Al-Quran. You should do that. And when you don't understand, then you should ask, now, why is he said yafqahu in that state? Now what's strange about it? Why did he think that that was odd? Right, what type of word is yafqahu?
It's a verb, right?
It's a verb, past or present? Present tense. Right? Fi'lul mudari. Right. So what's the root of this? Yafqahu. Fa-a-ha. Right? What does faqaha mean? Same as fahima. It's where fiqhun comes from. Understand.
Understand.
Right? So, that's the past. The past plural of faqaha is? Faqahu. Right? Like kataba, katabu. Right? Faqaha, faqahu. That's the past. So what's the present?
Yafquhuna.
Good. Yafqahuna. 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 Which means?
I'm doing it now. They understand now.
Good. They, plural male, understand. Right? So why did he raise this as a question? What would be the reason for that?
Because in the sentence it's actually written as shouldn't differently, isn't it? It's
Yafqahuna is the normal marfu'un state, the default state of fi'l al-mudari, right? Yaktabuna, yashrabuna, yafhamuna, yakuluna, etc., etc. So why is yafqahu here in that state? What state is yafqahu?
It's marfu'un state.
No. If it was marfu'un, then it would be yafqahuna.
Alright.
What state is yafqahu in? We've done this.
The alif is...
What's missing?
The alif is thingy the state, over the state.
What's missing from yafqahu here, which is present on yafqahuna? The noon.
Yeah.
Isqatun noon, dropping the noon.
Put the alif there.
And an alif is there, right? So under what circumstances that we've already discussed would the noon be dropped and an alif there?
Yeah.
When?
Sorry.
No, we've done this.
We have, yeah.
When it's majzumun with lam before it, lam, what does that mean now? Lam yafqahu.
They didn't understand.
Good, they didn't understand. That's the, excuse me, that's a majzumun state. Right? But it can also, when you look at that, it could also be what else? What other state could it be? We've done it. Where? What if we had, what's the opposite of a lam?
Lam.
Lan. Lan yafqahu. Now what does it mean?
They don't understand.
No.
They will not.
They will not understand. Always remember the ayah. Whenever you're dealing with lam and lan, remember the ayah. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا. And if you are not able to do it, and you will not be able to do it, right? So the point is, right, if you see, or as he observed, that is now not in its normal state. It's not يَفْقَهُونَ قَوْلِي. Okay, is it? But why?
What is the preceding letter of?
Good, right. That's what you should ask yourself. So what is it in this ayah, or in the previous ayah, that's caused yafqahu to move from yafqahuna to yafqahu? What is it? Is lam there?
No.
Is lan there?
No.
Or any other of the other adatun nasb, like anna or inna or hatta or li anna or li kay, or any of them there? None of them are there, are there? That's why he raised it, which is good. But right, so what does it mean first of all? Wahlul uqdatan min lisani. He's speaking to Allah, and he's saying, my Lord, as in the previous ayah, Rabbi, my Lord, untie a knot min lisani from my tongue. Why? Yafqahu qawli. They understand my words. This was his request before he was sent to Fir'aun and the Israelites, to call them to Allah, the da'wah to Allah. Yafqahu qawli. So the meaning is, untied a knot from my tongue so that they understand my words. Now, the reason why yafqahu is majzumun, and it is majzumun, is because there's a rule in Arabic grammar that when you have what you call a talab, this is a talab. Talab is a request. When you make a request, okay? So I ask you to do something, right? I ask you to bring a pen, right? We'll consider that as something which is analogous. Wahlul uqdatan, untie a knot, bring a pen, okay? Untie a knot. That is called a talabun, a request. The jawab talab, the answer to the request, or the response to the request, is yafqahu qawli. Right? Meaning that if you untie a knot from my tongue, then they will understand my words. Right? That's the request, and that's the response. The verb which is used in the response is always majzumun. Right? Is that clear? A verb which appears in the response to the request is always a majzumun. Okay? For example, another example, like I said, uhdur. If I said to you, uhdur, my pen, uhdur qalami. Uhdur qalami means bring
My pen.
qalami, my pen. Okay? Uhdur qalami, you bring me my pen. Why? So that I can write. What's the verb I write? Present tense, I write.
Yaktubu.
Excuse me, that's he.
Oh, sorry.
I. Aktubu. Right? So what I want to say, you bring my pen so that I can write, but there's not going to be, so that isn't going to be expressed, just the verb I write.
Yeah.
So what's it going to be? أحضر قلمي. I write. What's I write?
Aktubu.
Right. Right. Aktubu. Aktubu ala sabura. I write on the board. But we won't bother with the ala sabura. So is this correct now? أحضر قلمي أكتب.
No,
Why?
because it's not in the majzum.
Good. It has to be majzumun. Okay? It has to be majzumun.
And that's what we did before, when we took the noon off.
Yes. Yeah. Okay? But there's no noon here because this is it's only singular.
Yeah.
Remember, the majzumun state when it's singular, like aktubu and yaktubu and taktubu, is that you place a sukoon on it.
Mainly sukun.
Yeah, because most of them,
Yeah.
you understand, Shabazz?
Yeah.
Mainly sukun.
Right? If this was all plural, you know, so it would be, so you can all write,
Yeah.
then you drop the noon.
Yeah.
Right? It would be, if I said to you, أحضر قلمي, you bring my pen, so you can all write, then it would be أحضر قلمي تكتبوا.
Taktubu.
Right? You drop the noon. Okay? So it just becomes majzuma. Now, the other understanding of this, as the scholars of I'rab mention, is something that we've encountered briefly, but we're going to speak about in more detail, is al-jumlatu shartiyyah, or the conditional sentence. The conditional sentence. In تحضر if you attend, okay, the lesson, تفهم, you will understand. تفهم. What do you notice about تحضر and تفهم? In تحضر, they both have a sukoon. They're both majzuman. But why? Why are they both majzuman? Because this sentence here is called al-jumlatu shartiyyah, or a conditional sentence. There's a condition. The condition is in tahdur. In just means if.
Yeah.
Right? If tahdur, you attend, tahdur is you attend. Ordinarily it would be tahduru. Right? Tahduru is you attend, ahduru, I attend, nahduru, we attend, and so on and so forth. In tahdur, if you attend, tafham. Tafham, what does tafhamu mean?
You will understand.
You will understand. That's what it means, you will understand, but the present is used. Right? But note that when you have a sentence that begins with in, okay, there's others too. Idha or law. We're not going to discuss them all, but these in, if, idha, if, or when, law, if. Right? You'll see these a lot in Al-Quran. If you have a sentence that begins with these, then know that that's a jumlatu shartiyyah. So next time you're reading Al-Quran, look out for that. A sentence or an ayah that begins with in, idha, or law. And if there's a verb in the present tense which follows it, it will be majzumun.
Could you just write the word shartiyyah so I have the right spelling for it?
In Arabic,
Yeah.
الجملة شرطية
Conditional sentence.
Yeah, the conditional sentence, right? So, a conditional sentence will begin with either in, either, or low, usually. And there'll be two parts. There'll be the condition,
And the
then there'll be jawab al-shart,
shirt.
the response to the condition, or what will happen if the condition is fulfilled. These are the two parts. This is the sharat, and this is jawab al-shart. If you attend, you will understand. Okay? So how is that related to وَحْلُلْ أُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِي? One, because sometimes sentences or ayat particularly, they can have more than one type of i'rab or grammatical explanation. They can, right? In this example, some of the scholars of i'rab, they said that this is a jumlatu sharatiyya, and what's missing, but you've got to assume it's there, is in. If uhlul uqdatan min lisani, if you remove a knot from my tongue, that's the condition. In uhlul, if you remove the knot, the jawab al-shart then becomes yafqahu qawli, they will understand my words. Right? Is that clear? So there's two parts, but however you understand it, that is why yafqahu is majzumun, because it's a response. Either it's jawab al-talab, a response to the request, or it's jawab al-sharat. It's a response to the condition. Okay? And the condition is implied in. Right? So that was the question raised by the brother, Jazallahu khairan.